a typical Marine, but I did spend 6 years in the Marines. I was a sergeant, and the best thing about being a Marine is I don't care if you think I look like a Marine. A lot of people, no one really asked why I joined the Marines. More people want to know how. And what happened was after my freshman year of college, my best friend called, and he said, I'm going to join the Marine Corps. I'm going to go to Parris Island. I'm going to spend the whole summer, 13 weeks, then we go to boot camp. And all I heard was summer and camp. And I love camp. And I like boots. So I told him I was going to go with him. He said, you can't go with me. You don't know anything about the military. They'll eat you alive. You've never run a mile. And I said, look, if you can do it, I can do it. Maybe this is going to be a much-needed start to a physical fitness program that I need. And I thought, I'd improve my archery skills, maybe end up with one of those hand-laced wallets. So I start to pack. 13 weeks is a long time. I'd never been on a trip that long. So I start thinking, my God, I'm going to see the same people over and over again. I need options. And, what if they're formal nights? We were joining in New Orleans. So I flew to New Orleans, and he and his mother picked me up at the airport. She was born in Japan, and we had lots of fun with her little accent. And the suitcase comes off the carousel, and they pick it up and start to leave. And I said, wait, second suitcase, third suitcase, fourth suitcase, the fifth suitcase comes off. And I said, now we can go. His mother looks at Dale and says, he don't even know you can bring a toothbrush. And I didn't know that. So we go down to meet the recruiter, who was the hottest guy I have ever seen. He was like G.I. Joe. He looked like he jumped off the wall from one of those posters, The Few, the Proud, the Marines. Muscles bulging out of his uniform, his slacks were painted on his legs. And I thought, sign me up for that. So he pulled out a contract. It was 6 years, and he asked me like the normal questions, your date of birth, where you're from, your level of education, are you gay? No. Have you ever participated in any homosexual activities? No. Have you had any homosexual thoughts? I was thinking to myself, I'm having one right now. I kept it locked up and signed the contract, and I thought I was in, but I still had to do a physical. So I go to the doctor's office. He checked my eyes and my ears and my lungs, and he told me to get on the scales. So you weigh in your underwear, and I got up, and he immediately just slammed my file shut and stamped it, unfit for recruit service. I was 14 pounds underweight. I was crushed. He said, I can't sign off for you because if anything happened during training, I'd be responsible. So I leave, and I was just completely dejected, and I go out to the recruiter and my best friend, and I said, I'm not going to be able to join you on this great adventure, summer camp. And the recruiter said, but wait, Dale has 8 days before he's going to leave and go off to service. Just gain the weight. And I said, I've never gained a pound in my life. I can't do it. It's not hard. I have to run around in the shower to get wet. And so Dale had been on the high school wrestling team, and he had to gain or lose 5 pounds to be in a class if it was available. So he said, I'm going to help you. We're going to eat. So we had 8 days. We go home and we took, those Charles Chips potato can, the big jugs? We ate all those potato chips, and then we filled it up with bananas and cake and cookies and peanut butter sandwiches, anything fattening and heavy that we could think of. And I kept that can with me wherever I went. Dale's mother made mashed potatoes and pork chops. I kept it all down. And we just ate and ate and ate. At night, I would take that tin into the den and we'd watch television. We'd watch Happy Days and Charlie's Angels. This is all pre-Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And I just grab a snack during a commercial. To this day, I cannot hear Henry Winkler's voice without reaching for a handful of cheese. We took that can around town. We would visit our friends in New Orleans where we'd gone to high school. And every time we'd come to a stoplight, Dale would say, eat a banana. And I said, oh, I can't eat a banana. I just ate that sandwich. He'd say, look, I'll eat a banana. If I can eat a banana, you can physically eat a banana. He gained 18 pounds. But he's now a doctor. So the end of the 8 days came, and we head back to the doctor's office. I stepped on the scales. The needle bounces back and forth. I was still 3 pounds short. I'm devastated. Well, first off, it was a miracle that I gained 11 pounds. I had not gained anything, and I thought, this is a miracle, but not good enough for the service. So the doctor says, I'm sorry, I just really can't let you in. And I thought, how hard is it to join this military? I actually thought I was doing them a favor. And it's difficult. So I come out and I tell Dale, the recruiter, that it's not going to work. I can't join. The recruiter, G.I. Joe Stud, grabs me by the hand, throws me through the Marine Corps base into the back of his G.I. Joe car, and we zoom through the streets of New Orleans. He comes to a halt in front of a hardware store. He races inside. I follow him. And he pulls off the shelf a lead U-pipe. And he keeps running and takes a giant sledgehammer. He throws the joint, the U-joint, on the floor, and bam, 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 hammers it as flat as he can, orders me into the bathroom, orders me to drop my pants, and I'm thinking, with better lighting and a little music, that might be a bait. And he puts the lead weight right against my skin and tapes it on with that tape with string in it, so it really sticks. Thank God I'm not a hairy person. And pull my pants back up, and we get back in the car, drive back to the doctor's office, and I step on the scales all the way back. I'm driving, and I'm thinking, this lead weight is in my crotch. I'm so uncomfortable, I can't even cross my legs. I'm thinking, this is going to crush my nuts, like, forever. It's a 3-pound weight. We get back to the doctor's office, and I'm in my underwear, and I'm approaching the scales, and I'm looking at the people in the room thinking, why aren't they seeing that this little skinny white guy with this huge bulge in his pants, something's wrong? And I'm just waddling up, and it's like the telltale heart is beating in my underwear. And I step on the scales, the needle goes, flop. 8 hours later, I'm standing in Paris Island, which is nothing like Paris, by the way. Eiffel Tower, Guard Tower. Head shaved, all in green clothes, was the only choice. Holding an M16, thinking, somebody, weigh me now. Thank you guys.